Good afternoon, everyone. थोड़ा आवाज. So we were doing the Mediterranean type of climate. What is this type of climate? Formed due to the onshore which winds? Westerlies, and offshore trade winds. Why do the winds sometimes becomes onshore and offshore? Due to the shifting of pressure belts. So can I say monsoon type of climate is also formed due to shifting of ITCZ? So is it similar to the Mediterranean type of climate that is formed due to the shifting of the pressure belts? True or false? Monsoon and the Mediterranean type of the climates are the two types of climates which are formed due to the shifting of pressure belts in the world. Usme se the most important is Mediterranean type of climate. So Mediterranean type of climate gets which rainfall? Winter rainfall. How is the temperature? Temperature is high here. It is not very low temperature. That is, the temperature can be around 30 to 35 degrees Celsius during the summer season. But the winters can be low. That is 10 degrees Celsius के आसपास जो दिल्ली का temperature है वैसे ही है. But this type of climate की खासियत है that it receives winter rainfall. So if I want to draw the rain chart of this type of climate, now this is a graph which has months. Jan, Feb, so I want to draw the Mediterranean type of climate of northern hemisphere, not of the southern hemisphere. So the northern hemisphere has winter season in which months? November के end में, December, Jan, Feb, and to some extent March. This is the summer season. So can I say, अगर temperature मुझे दिखाना है on the graph, the temperature is very less in Jan. It goes on increasing in the month of Feb. March में it increases. April में it is very very high. May, June, July, August also it is high. October में it will start decreasing, and again it will decrease in the month of November and December. इससे क्या पता लगता है? इससे पता लगता है that the climate, that is whatever this place is there, it is in the northern hemisphere. How? Winters and summers. When the temperature is increasing during the summer season. When the temperature is decreasing during the winter season. Not logical, but when is uska winters? Jan, Feb. When is uska winters? November, December. That means this place is in northern or southern hemisphere? Northern hemisphere. And then if you want to show the Mediterranean type of climate, Jan, rainfall, Feb, some kind of rainfall. Rainfall is very less in March. Early spring season में थोड़ा बहुत rainfall. There will be no rainfall in the month of April, May, June, July, August. Some rainfall in the month of November, and some rainfall in the month of December. So winters rain and summers are dry. What is this climate? This climate is Mediterranean type of thing. So what are the cities? सिंगापुर आएगा इसमें? आइडेंटिफाई, ऐसा चार्ट आएगा एग्जाम में, एंड दे विल आस्क यू टू आइडेंटिफाई द सिटी. सो विल, इज इट सिंगापुर? Right? Rome, right? What is the capital of Spain? What is the capital of Greece? What is the capital of Lebanon? what is the capital of Israel? Jerusalem. Tel Aviv is the official, जहाँ से ऑफिशियल कम्युनिकेशन होता है, नॉट द कैपिटल के. टेल अवीव अगर कैपिटल बना दिया तो वहाँ का झगड़ा खत्म. झगड़ा है जेरूसलम के लिए. व्हाट इज द कैपिटल ऑफ चिली? सैंटियागो किसकी कैपिटल है? श्योर? So capital of Chile is Santiago. Will it apply there? So the Chile is Mediterranean type of climate. Central Chile, Santiago. Does this map apply to Santiago? Does this chart apply to Santiago? No. This is Mediterranean type of climate in the northern hemisphere. In northern hemisphere. So सबसे commonly asked question, as I told you, is San Francisco. In the southern hemisphere. Chart Jan, Feb, March, April, May. But temperature कब होता है? Summer season in the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, during our winters. So Jan, Feb, March is summers. March में the temperature starts decreasing, April में the temperature is very less, May, June lowest, then it starts increasing and again it is highest in the month of December and Jan. Is this the chart of southern hemisphere? Exactly opposite. समझ में आ रहा है? This is exactly opposite. And कैसा होगा rainfall? April rain, May rain, highest rainfall in the month of June, फिर July, and to some extent rainfall will be there in the month of August. So this is the chart for Mediterranean type of climates in the southern hemisphere. Getting this? Example is Santiago. Not all the Australian cities. Cape Town to some extent, but you remember Santiago. बाद में पता चलेगा वहाँ दो टाइप के क्लाइमेट्स, इसलिए सैंटियागो लिखो. Perth is also desert, Perth is also Mediterranean. क्वेश्चन एक तो डायरेक्टली चार्ट बेस्ड आएगा या फिर टेबल देंगे. So chart based questions are not supposed to be attempted by visually impaired. or visually challenged people. So as a result of this, UPSC ने in recent years they have stopped asking map based question directly. Map देके identify region या chart देके identify region. They are converting their statements into either tabular form या in the statement form. That is map instead of map. They will ask you identify a place जहाँ पे high tide, low tide जो आजकल question आ रहे. So how the chart can be? For example, for the chart here can be months, temperature and rain or precipitation. Temperature in degrees Celsius and rain in centimeters या millimeters, depending upon whatever this is. You don't have to remember the temperature and the rain for each and every place, but you should look at the what is the pattern of this. For example, temperatures are very less. That means highest temperatures are in the month of April, May, June, while the lowest temperatures are in the month of, is it visible piche? This is 4, 18, 20, somehow this area, and then 0, yeah, नाम के लिए 1 centimeter, 0, 0, 0, but यहाँ पे around 40 centimeters, 35 centimeters, it can vary. 50 centimeters, 40 centimeters, 25 centimeters, 10 centimeters. That means maximum rainfall is occurring in which months? In the month of winters. So that is a Mediterranean type of climate. Getting this? So these are the kind of questions which are coming instead of the chart based questions. You will find the charts in Gicillion. So pattern क्या देखना है? Temperature का pattern देखना है. You have to see the temperatures pattern and you have to see the rainfalls pattern. Can I rub this? Everyone clear with this diagrams? What are these diagrams? So identify the type of climate. This is monsoon type of climate, exactly opposite of Mediterranean. Monsoon, summer rainfall. 4 to 5 months of summer season, summer rainfall. Rest of the season is dry. So monsoon से क्या है इसका वो Darwin or Mumbai, if this kind of comes, it can. Where is Darwin? Identify the city. What is the city? सोचो फिर से. डार्विन जिनका है, डार्विन इज इन सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर. सो डार्विन में रेनफॉल शुड, मॉनसून मीन्स समर रेनफॉल. सो समर ये सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर है या नदर्न हेमिस्फीयर है? दिस इज नदर्न हेमिस्फीयर. Plus 4 months of rainfall. Initially the temperature increases. Highest temperature is seen in the month of May. जून में heat है, but थोड़ा temperature decrease होता है. अक्टूबर में फिर से temperature increase हो रहा है, and then it decreases. So this is obviously monsoon of northern hemisphere because winters are in the month of Jan, Feb, December, while summers are in the month of April, May. So obviously it is not Darwin. It is Mumbai. It can be Kochi. It can be Delhi or any city of India. अब what is the answer? 1. You have to choose only one. See, 200 centimeters. दिल्ली में है 200 centimeters. जयपुर में होगा 200 centimeters. कोची में yes. मुंबई में yes. So what is the answer? आंसर विल डिपेंड. अगर केरला है तो मोर रेनफॉल. केरला विल हैव 9 months of rainfall, not 6 months or 4 or 5 months of rainfall. So the answer is Mumbai. Is Kerala tropical evergreen forest? Yes. So मतलब rainfall occurs throughout the year. Why? Retreating monsoon से भी थोड़ा बहुत rainfall occurs in Kerala and also southwest monsoon. Why? Due to retreating monsoon, you see the shape of India. It is tapering. So they can give the rainfall. It is tapering. So सिर्फ coromandel नहीं, they will give some amount of rainfall even in Kerala. Retreating monsoon. 15th December तक Kerala gets rainfall, which is caused due to monsoon. Therefore, it is having a tropical evergreen forest. Answer can be Delhi also, answer can be Jaipur also. नीचे वाला चेंज नहीं करती यूपीएससी, सिर्फ ये चेंज करती है. ये क्या ग्राफ 1 सेंटीमीटर भी हो सकता है, ये 0.5 सेंटीमीटर्स भी हो सकता है. वो तो डिपेंड करता है ग्राफ को आप कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करोगे, स्केल के ऊपर होगा वो. सो ये चेंज नहीं होगा. यू विल हैव टू लुक एट द थोड़ा बहुत ये चेंज होगा. अप्रैल में तो दिल्ली में भी होगा रेनफॉल. अप्रैल में होता है थंडर स्टॉर्म्स. सितंबर में बारिश होती है दिल्ली में. अगर उन्होंने दिल्ली का टेक्निकली राइट दिया तो दिल्ली शुड हैव दिल्ली में बारिश पूरे साल होती है, बूंदाबांदी थोड़े पूरे साल होती है. Day before yesterday also it occurred, but they will not give you, but it is not tropical evergreen क्योंकि this is negligible, इसलिए ये एग्जाम में देते नहीं है. Fine. अब what is Darwin? Where is Darwin? कौन सा पार्ट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया? Darwin. Darwin is a characteristic representative city of monsoon type of climate in the southern hemisphere. It is a characteristics, मतलब it is a main city. If you look at Jisiliong also, you will see those cities the of monsoon type of climate. One is Mumbai, the other is Darwin. These two are considered as a representative cities of the monsoon type of climate. But Darwin अगर आपको दिखाना है monsoon, summer rainfall, winters dry, summers this is monsoon type of climate of southern hemisphere. ये देखो, सिर्फ मंथ मत देखो, ये देखो ऊपर का चार्ट. यू ऑलवेज, क्योंकि ये नहीं देखोगे तो सम क्लाइमेट समझ में नहीं आएगा. टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्लाइमेट, रेन एंड टेम्परेचर, दिस लाइन रिप्रेजेंट्स टेम्परेचर. You have to see both the lines, temperature and rainfall. So temperature is high in the month of Jan, Feb, means it is in southern hemisphere. It is getting summer rain, matlab it is Darwin. Winter rain means Mediterranean type of climate. कहाँ हो रही है winter rain? ऊपर देखो चार्ट. This is rain, this is temperature. ये हमने क्यों बना रहे लाइन? January is not winters. January is summers for southern hemisphere. Winters and summers are reference points. हमारे लिए जो विंटर है राइट नाउ इट इज समर्स इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया. आज सुबह मैच देखी थी, कितना टेम्परेचर था? 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस. 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस. व्हाट डज इट मीन? समर्स. हाउ डू यू अंडरस्टैंड इट इज समर्स? लुक एट द टेम्परेचर ग्राफ. दिस इज अ ग्राफ ऑफ रेनफॉल एंड temperature. So you should always look at the temperature chart. Don't come to conclusion by looking at the months. Look at the temperature chart. Whether it is summers or whether it is winters. So what is this? This is summers. How do we understand this is summers? Temperature is 30-35 degrees Celsius during the month of Jan, Feb, March, and it is June, July में it is lowest. इतना 5 degrees Celsius. इसलिए तो ये दिया है. Not understanding. Rainfall pattern means? हाँ, तो this is northern Australia. अगर ये वेस्टर्न ऑस्ट्रेलिया का चार्ट होता तो रेनफॉल वुड हैव ऑकर्ड ड्यूरिंग द मंथ्स ऑफ विंटर्स. ये ग्राफ यहाँ पे आता. रेनफॉल वुड हैव ऑकर इन द मंथ ऑफ मे, जून, जुलाई, not in the month of Jan, Feb, March. You just have drawn the graph. Show me the graph. This is Mediterranean type of climate. What is happening? Temperature is decreasing. Why the temperature is decreasing? Because winters है. Don't go by the months. Jan, Feb can be summers, can be winters. You look at the temperature chart. Understanding this? किसी और को doubt? This is a rainfall ka chart. The bars always show the rainfall. Rainfall is occurring throughout the year. We have not yet seen the temperature ka graph. So let us draw the temperature ka graph. There is कितना जा रहा है temperature? Temperature is always between 25 to 30. So identify the climate which does not have any winter season. Equatorial type of climate. So this is the graph for equatorial type of climate. Absence of winters. यहाँ पे winters है, इसलिए graph is coming down. Summers है, यहाँ पे same climate throughout the year. So which type of climate has the same temperature throughout the year? This is tropical evergreen. And then you look, yes, tropical evergreen has rainfall throughout the year. Then you cross check. Kab sun is over the equator? March and September, equinoxes. So maximum rainfall occurs at the end of March or early April or the end of September. So maximum rainfall during the equinoxes because sun is over the, दो skyscrapers है यहाँ पे, एक है अप्रैल का, एक है सितंबर का. So what does it show? It shows maximum rainfall in the month of September and April. Why September and April? Because this is the region of equinox. Understanding? यहाँ पे don't again go by month. Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. कहीं winters ही नहीं है यहाँ पे. There is only one climate, summer season. क्या? 21 मार्च तो अप्रैल में रेनफॉल ज़्यादा नहीं. समर मैक्सिमम, उसमें चार्ट विल गो इंक्रीज इन द मंथ ऑफ जून जुलाई. बाकी के समय छोटे छोटे बार्स होने दो. विंड्स यहाँ पे नहीं देख रहे हैं, होती है पर मैक्सिमम ड्यूरिंग द समर सीजन. यहाँ पे each and every month has the same kind of rainfall. So if you read G.C. Leong, उसमें एक ही statement इस chapter का काम का है, double rainfall peaks coinciding with equinoxes is the chief characteristics of tropical evergreen type of climate. Double rainfall peaks coinciding with equinoxes is the characteristics. Past year question has been identify a type of climate which does not have winter season. Same temperature, same climate throughout the year. So कौन सा है? Tropical evergreen type of climate. Understanding the difference? So don't go by the months. January ज़रूरी नहीं winter है. ऑस्ट्रेलिया में right now the peak summer season is going on. तो जैसे हमारा 21st of June, the highest temperature is there. So Australia is going to experience highest temperature on 23rd of December. Understanding this? The difference between the northern and the southern hemisphere. So what are the chief characteristics? Absence of winters. Second, hot and humid throughout the year. Third important characteristics. रेनफॉल लिखोगे या प्रेसिपिटेशन लिखोगे? रेनफॉल, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कभी स्नोफॉल नहीं होगा. डबल रेनफॉल पीक्स. coinciding with equinox. Natural vegetation. Heat and humidity is throughout the year, therefore the trees have growing season throughout the year. Now इसका मतलब ये है that the trees can shed the leaves in any season and can grow leaves in any season, and therefore because they have growing season throughout the year, vegetation is very dense, tropical, evergreen forest. It is very dense tropical evergreen forest. So because the trees are growing throughout the year, what is the chief characteristics of trees? खाना बनाना है सबको, so there is a competition for sunlight. And because there is a competition for sunlight, understand what is happening. If this is our imaginary ground, there will be first layer of trees, which will be the tallest trees, growing up to a maximum height and opening up in canopy. This is the first layer of the trees. So what I want to show in this diagram is that trees, are they blocking the sunlight? Yes, they catch maximum amount of sunlight. The trees is having very wide root system. Then there is a second layer of the trees. Inka height somewhere around 120-130 feet. The height of these trees, the tallest trees. Then there is a second layer of the trees which can grow on sheltered sunlight, which is of the height of our trees. Then there will be third layer of the trees who cannot grow on the filtered sunlight, neither can be so tall, so they will take the help of this trees and start climbing upwards. And then there will be fourth layer of tree. If it grows, it will grow here. But can they manufacture their own food with the help of photosynthesis? No. So these are will be carnivorous plants. That is, they will eat insects, they will eat animals. Example, pitcher plant. Kyun? Because sunlight does not reach the ground. So this is the tropical evergreen forest. Understanding? Do we have such kind of thing in India? Yes. Northeast India and Western Ghats. Western side of Western Ghats. From southern part of Mumbai. Mumbai is semi-evergreen. Kerala is evergreen. Karnataka is evergreen. Goa mein nahi. Kerala and Karnataka mostly. And Northeast India, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So carnivorous plants which is commonly found in Meghalaya is pitcher plant. So clearing this forest is difficult or easy now? Very difficult. And therefore, in the tropical evergreen forest, the only natural highways are rivers. Amazon river, yeah, Nile river, yeah, any Congo river. You cannot go and clear this forest. It is very difficult to clear such forests. Fine? Laterite के कारण नहीं roots. Laterite के कारण the soil is not fertile. क्या roots क्या होता है? हाँ, leached होंगे. अब understand. Can I rub this part? Will there be too much of water here on the ground? Yes. So because there is too much of water on the ground, the root system the trees generally have false root systems. False root means andar jaake, because this ground is anaerobic. Anaerobic hai, sunlight does not reach, there is too much water there, stagnant water is there, mosquitoes are there. So generally these trees have roots which will start branching out from the top. They will have a deep root system, but the roots, bargat ke ped jaisa, they will have roots which will be very widespread, or they will have false root system. They will have false root system. And in Meghalaya, these false root systems are joined together, or these roots join together, they become so big that they join together, and the human beings will join them together, and we will call them as bridges. See, very logical. Kal question aata hai, kaun se state mein hai? Why it is there? It has to be in the tropical evergreen forest only. So which state of India gets highest rainfall? Meghalaya, Garo, Khasi, Jaintia. So usme the living root bridges. That is, because नीचे पानी है, so they will join the roots and they will use these roots to cross the river. Western Ghats में इतना नहीं है. Western Ghats will have false root system but not root bridges. Western Ghats I have never seen in my life root bridge, because my house is just at the foothills of Western Ghats. The only thing we did when we were young was play Tarzan. So, but kabhi root bridges nahi. Understanding this? Why the root bridges etc. in the northeastern state of India? What? These are species which are common in tropical evergreen forest. चाहे वो mangroves हो, चाहे it is banyan, or whether it is tamarind, these are the species which will be having a false root system. They are known as pneumatophores. So कोई नहीं, tropical evergreen forest में होगा ही false root system. Why? Because trees cannot survive. उनको air breathe करने के लिए the roots have to hang from the top, from the branches. Fine? So you can continue writing here. That is after this points, after drawing the diagram. Therefore, the tropical evergreen forest, evergreen forest, have you written up till double rainfall peaks and absence of this? Tropical evergreen forest has characteristic arrangement of vegetation in different layers. Arrangement of vegetation in different layers. The top layer grows up to a maximum height. The top layer grows up to a maximum height, which blocks most of the sunlight, Second is the intermediate layer, not at all important from the exam point of view. Second is the intermediate layer. The third is the layer of climbers. Which take the help of big trees. To capture sunlight, full stop. Capture sunlight. Now I am asking you, do they take the help of big trees? Money plant is an example of this. Do they take the help of big trees to capture sunlight, or even to take nutrition from the trees? If they take nutrition from the trees, money plant is parasite. So is money plant a parasitic plant? No. They take only sunlight. मैंने nutrition नहीं लिख पाया है. Remember, याद रखना, अगर statement आता है, they take nutrition also, it is a wrong statement. They take only support to climb up. इनका एग्जाम्पल यूपीएससी का कॉमन एग्जाम्पल of climbers is lianas. Example of the climbers is lianas. Second, money plant. Third, orchids. What are orchids? Don't know what is orchid? It's a kind of flower. Orchids are an example of climbers. Fourth, pepper. And to in some parts, even some parts only, some varieties of ginger. Some species of ginger. Understand? कहाँ पे फोकस है गवर्नमेंट का? हॉर्टिकल्चर पे फॉर ऑर्किड एक्सपोर्ट हब. ऑर्किड हैज़ अ वेरी हाई डिमांड इन द मार्केट. 14 फरवरी को जाके पूछना ऑर्किड का प्राइस, इट इज़ ग्रेटर दैन इवन द रोज़ का प्राइस. सो इट हैज़ अ हायर डिमांड. वैसे ही इट इज़ ग्रेटर, बट 14 फेब को जनरली रोज़ गोज अप, बाकी सबका स्टॉक गोज डाउन, बट ऑर्किड कैन मेंटेन इसका ओन स्टॉक. सो दैट इज़ the Arunachal, famous for horticulture. Pepper, you can understand everything. Northeast tropical evergreen forest. Pepper, Kerala. Pepper is known as dash of spices, king of spices. Pepper is known as king of spices, and which is known as queen of spices. Cardamom is known as queen of spices. Pepper is in high demand in European nations. क्यों? To preserve meat. To preserve meat. That is, pepper से meat वो लोग पहले preserve करते थे जब refrigeration was not there. So now therefore pepper was in high demand. Ginger, which is the topmost producer? Meghalaya. And after that, I forgot the name of this ginger. It has been given GI tag. What is GI tag? Geographical indication. कौन देता है? Government of India. On the basis of which, who has given the rights? WTO. Economics में you will do GI tag. WTO gives the GI tag. Geographical indication. That is, only that place has the right to manufacture, sell as per the GI tag. So, अगर किसी geographical, if that area geographically is famous for any natural goods, manufactured goods, processed goods, so it can be given geographical indication का tag. For example, the tea which is produced in Darjeeling can only be sold as Darjeeling tea. The rice which is produced in Dehradun can only be called as pure basmati rice, not from Punjab, not from Haryana, because basmati originally belongs to Dehradun. Geographical indication, natural products. Tirupati laddu, geographical indication, manufactured product, processed product. Banarasi silk, yeah, Pochampalli toys, wooden toys that comes from the Pochampalli district of Haryana. So similarly, this ginger has been given, मैं next lecture में बता दूंगा, I just forgot that, because it has anti-cancer properties. It has anti-cancer properties. Next point in this, the tropical evergreen forest. The tropical evergreen forest are hardwood trees. Hardwood trees. Hardwood. Softwood and hardwood. Hardwood trees. And the density is extremely high. Density is extremely high. And the density is extremely high. Yes, yeah. Density is extremely high. Different species can coexist. Different species can coexist. And therefore, commercial exploitation of these trees is difficult. Commercial exploitation of these trees is difficult. What does this statement mean? एक तो they are hardwood. Commercial exploitation of these trees is difficult. एक they are hardwood. These trees are so strong that they are known as axe breakers. You try to cut them with the axe टूट जाएगी, but in trees को कुछ नहीं होगा. You can cut them only with the machines. But machines लगाने के लिए first you should go inside. So if you go inside, that is difficult to come alive outside. Why? Because it has largest number of biodiversity, not of tigers, not of elephants, not of big animals, but microorganisms, insects, parasites, snakes, scorpions. Why? Because sunlight cannot reach. It is dominated by snakes and malaria, dengue. All these mosquito-borne diseases have originated here. The only way to survive in this region is stay on the top of a tree, whether it is human beings or whether it is monkeys. So this is the land of monkeys. The maximum different types of monkeys, orangutans, gorilla, chimpanzee, सब तुम्हें यहीं मिलेंगे, and even the normal monkeys, even langur you will find here. If the human beings are staying in this region, they will have to stay on the top of tree. Example, pygmies of Congo Basin, shortest in height. I told you it is very difficult to live in this area. What is the height of the pygmies? Somewhere around 4 feet. That is the average height of the pygmies. Why it is so difficult? Because heat and humidity is very high. इसलिए can you relate? जब वो wind आती है तो why they say doctor wind? Because it removes the excess humidity. Thirdly, अगर आपने पेड़ काटा भी, the hardwood is so heavy that it is difficult to transport them. क्योंकि ये hardwood से this hardwood does not float on the water, डूब जाता है. So if you make boat out of this, boat will go down. Understanding this? This hardwood cannot float on the water. It is so heavy. Then the only option is कि जैसे teak wood को इंडिया में किया जाता है. Teak wood cannot be cut. Teak wood को injection दिया जाता है, it becomes dry and then it is cut and then it is transported. Even after that transportation, if you have seen ever the teak wood being carried by on the highways, you see वो truck को tire होंगे 110, 114 of a log of a teak wood because they are very heavy. After that, the third thing about this region is that even if machines से commercial exploitation will be possible if you go to Himachal Pradesh. क्यों? एक ही species है. देवदार तो देवदार ही है, पाइन तो पाइन्स ही है, चिर तो चिर ही है. But यहाँ पे different species will be there because these are the best conditions for trees to live, heat and humidity. So you cannot cut them with the help of machines, make them pulp and make a furniture because the furniture will, if you make a furniture out of this, आधा furniture किसी और type of wood का, किसी और type of wood का, then it is not commercially possible. And therefore, what is there? The trees, if you want to do lumbering as an important occupation, the trees should belong to the same species and they should be softwood. So इसलिए मैंने परसों के लेक्चर में बताया था, कनाडा में lumbering is the most important occupation, not here in India. India में deciduous forest में lumbering becomes an important occupation because here we find relatively less species. For example, if you see surrounding Delhi, you will find people, you will find tamarind, you will find 2-3 more species, banyan या 1-2 mango in 1 square kilometer of area. यहाँ पे you will find more than 35,000 species in 1 square kilometer of an area, making it very difficult to exploit. And if you go to taiga forest, पूरे area में सिर्फ 5 species है, that is chir, pine, fir, spruce, larch, coniferous forest, because difficult conditions. Understanding this? So that is what the statement means. So one thing you write down, therefore commercial exploitation, therefore the commercial exploitation is difficult and lumbering is not an important occupation. And lumbering is not an important occupation. But tropical evergreen forest, is the biggest natural source of carbon sequestration, and therefore are examples of natural carbon sink. Carbon sequestration, removal of carbon dioxide. Carbon sink, anything that removes the carbon dioxide and stores it. So which has the largest carbon sequestration property? It is the tropical evergreen forest. I am just giving you one idea of how much carbon dioxide is removed by these trees if they are kept original, if we don't change them. Human beings add 52 million tons of carbon dioxide every year, average. These trees remove 48 million tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. मतलब सिर्फ ये 0 to 10 degree north and 0 to 10 degree south latitudes की trees. Rest of the things can be done by the other trees. But the problem is we are destroying. Kerala, destruction. The only natural tropical evergreen forest that is present in India is Silent Valley National Park. Otherwise we have destroyed. Amazon we have destroyed for petroleum. Congo, we are on the verge of destruction. So we are killing this forest, which are known as the lungs of the world. Because of this property, tropical evergreen forests are known as the lungs of the world. So now understanding this chart, अगर कल एग्जाम में चार्ट के बदले टेबल आता है और उसमें दिया है फ्रॉम जनवरी टू फरवरी सेम टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट और नीचे सारे कॉलम्स में देयर इज रेनफॉल 200 100, दैट मीन्स इट इज ट्रॉपिकल एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट बिकॉज द टेम्परेचर इज ऑल्सो मोर और लेस सेम थ्रू आउट द ईयर. So cities. Cities. So what are the cities here? What is the capital of Singapore? Singapore. What is the capital of Malaysia? Kuala Lumpur. What is the capital of Indonesia? Capital of Philippines? These are the important cities that are located in the tropical evergreen forests of the world. Fine with this? Countries bhi yaad rakhna. What are the important countries that are located in the tropical evergreen forest? AC चल रहा है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. What is happening in this room right now? Carbon dioxide is increasing, and therefore carbon dioxide you can see is a greenhouse gas. तो heat थोड़ा increase हो रहा है. Can I continue? Can I rub this? अब listen to this very, very properly. The same diagram which we had drawn some days back. So this is horse latitudes. This is also horse latitudes. यहाँ से the wind which comes are known as the trade winds. The trade winds will come towards the equator, but equatorial region is very hot and there is high humidity. So they will come from both the hemispheres. This is the equator. After reaching the equatorial regions, these winds will become warm, and because they will become warm, they will be forced to rise up from here. That is, they will be forced to rise up. And after they reach somewhere around 8 to 18 kilometers, they will come back and settle down to their original position. Fine? इसीलिए हमने ये भी पढ़ा था that the height of the troposphere over the equator is greater, or the height at which tropopause is found at the equator is greater, because the air from here rises upwards. Similarly, we have another winds which are known as westerlies, which will go here from the high pressure belt, and after reaching this high pressure belt, these winds will be forced to rise up. After rising upwards, they will come back to their original position and settle down here on the ground. This is the ground, this is the upper atmosphere. Same. After reaching here, they will be forced to rise up, they will come and settle down. And the thirdly is the polar easterlies. Till the time they reach here, they become warmer, comparatively warmer, इसलिए they will rise up, but इतना ज़्यादा warm नहीं कि they will rise up to a greater height, and they will come and settle down. Understanding this, everyone? So this is subpolar low, this is polar high, this is again subpolar low, this is polar high. Now you look in the upper atmosphere, forget about the ground conditions. In the upper atmosphere, I am identifying the three regions. Region 1, region 2, region 3 and region 3. In the one region is there in the upper atmosphere, ऊपर, ground के ऊपर. आप यहाँ पे हो, ground के ऊपर. In the upper atmosphere, is there any difference between the winds, or both of them are same winds? In the upper atmosphere, both of them are same winds. उसके ऊपर, in the region 2, is there a difference in the winds? Yes, there is a difference in the air. And in the region 3, yes, this is extremely hot, this is hot, this is warm. This is warm, this is cold. So maximum difference in the upper air is where? Between 3 rather than 2. So what is the law of wind? Wind always flows from high pressure to low pressure. Means for winds to originate, has there to be a difference of temperature, whether it in the ground or whether in the upper atmosphere. There has to be a difference of temperature, right? Now what is the second law we have studied in climatology? That as you go up, the temperature goes on decreasing. So as we go up, the temperature goes on decreasing. This is extremely cold. Fine. Height किसकी ज़्यादा है? Here or here? Here or here? This is greater in height as compared to this. कितना difference है? 5 to 6 kilometers. 5 to 6 kilometers into average value 6.5 degrees Celsius, means temperature difference can go to up to 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. Because 6.5 degrees Celsius हम सिर्फ GS में पढ़ते हैं, normal lapse rate. जब आप अगर किसी ऑप्शनल वाले को पूछोगे, नॉर्मल लैप्स रेट करके कुछ होता ही नहीं है. इट्स जस्ट एन एवरेज वैल्यू. देयर इज ईदर अ ड्राई एडियाबैटिक लैप्स रेट और मॉइस्ट एडियाबैटिक लैप्स रेट. बट जीएस के लिए रुको ओनली टिल द नॉर्मल लैप्स रेट. सो कैन आई से दिस इज मोर कोल्डर? यस. वाई? बिकॉज इसकी हाइट ज़्यादा है फ्रॉम द ग्राउंड. इमेजिन दिस वे. And this is comparatively warmer, right? Understanding everyone? If you have any doubts, ask me. Why? Compare this way. Fine. So which is more colder? जिसकी height ज़्यादा है as compared to this part. And if I consider here and here, this is more colder and this is more warmer. यहाँ पे there is no difference. Fine. The same difference applies here, cold, warm. Comparatively more cold and comparatively more warm. Getting this? We are looking at the earth like this way. What is the law of wind? Law of wind is wind flows from high pressure to low pressure. So wind should flow from high pressure to low pressure. Fine. Understanding this? Up. Three forces that govern the wind is: one, pressure gradient force. That is the difference in the pressure. Everyone clear? Second, Coriolis force, the force of deflection. Third, frictional force. Up. In the upper atmosphere, which force is absent? Frictional force is absent. As the frictional force is absent, what will increase? The speed of the wind. And if the speed of the wind increases, Coriolis force increase. Understanding? जितना ज़्यादा speed, उतना ज़्यादा deflection. So जितना ज़्यादा Coriolis force, उतना ज़्यादा deflection, and जितना ज़्यादा speed, उतना ज़्यादा deflection. That is, the speed is greater, then the Coriolis force is greater. Does not mean if the Coriolis force is greater, then the speed is greater. It's a different things. Understanding? Does Coriolis force affect the speed? No. No. Does speed affect the Coriolis force? Yes. If the speed is greater, the Coriolis force is greater. So the wind starts moving. Now I am taking this as the side view of our globe. This is the equator. समझ में आ रहा है? Now if the wind start moving from this part, cold to warm, with a very, very high speed, because the Coriolis frictional force is absent. So what happens to the wind is, in this pressure gradient force is acting in this direction, high pressure to low pressure. अभी तक हमने पढ़ा, एक मैंने डायग्राम बनाया था, Coriolis force acts always perpendicular to the pressure gradient force. कब? जब frictional force present होता है, तब. When the three forces are acting, then. Tell me, are you understanding? But अब which force is absent? Frictional force. Therefore the speed of the wind increases. Because the speed of the wind increases, Coriolis force will increase. मतलब deflection will increase. It will increase to such an extent that Coriolis force will act not perpendicular, but it will act in opposite direction to the pressure gradient force. तीन forces थे, three were balancing each other. अब सिर्फ दो ही forces है, they are trying to balance each other. So when they are trying to balance each other, to each and equal opposite reaction, to each and every reaction, there is equal and opposite reactions. Which law? Whose law? Newton's law. Third law. So as per Newton's third law, because the third force is absent, there is only two forces, and these two forces should balance each other. Therefore pressure gradient force and the Coriolis force starts balancing each other, and hence the wind ka direction is not this way. Wind flows between these two. यहाँ से भी खींच रहा है and वहाँ से भी खींच रहा है. Such, this is a kind of wind. Have you understood how this wind is there? Right? Everyone? Not? What you have not understood? Wind का final direction is influenced by different forces which are acting. So पहले के इस केस में there was a frictional force, there was a pressure gradient force, there was a Coriolis force. अब frictional force is not there. So Coriolis force and the pressure gradient force are balancing each other. Understood यहाँ तक? Therefore the direction of the wind will be determined by, instead of flowing in this direction, the wind will now flow parallel to these forces. Why? Because the pressure gradient force is pulling it in this direction, the Coriolis force is pulling it in this direction. Both the pull is equal. When both the pull is equal, हवा सीधे निकल जाएगी. Therefore wind will flow in a parallel direction. Pressure gradient force is given by isobars. High pressure, low pressure. अभी तक हमने क्या किया? Wind generally flows perpendicular to the isobars, but there is some kind of wind which in the upper atmosphere, instead of flowing perpendicular to the isobar, flows parallel to the isobars. What is this? Parallel or perpendicular? Our bold line. Parallel. क्यों parallel जा रही है? Because दोनों force एक दूसरे को खींच रहे हैं. Both the forces are equal. क्यों एक दूसरे को खींच रहे हैं? Because the frictional force is absent. Why it is absent? Because there is no friction in the height of around 6 to 12 kilometers from the ground. Getting this? So such winds, any wind which flows parallel to the isobar, is known as geostrophic wind. Is known as geostrophic wind. What is a geostrophic wind? Flows parallel to the isobar. Now understand here. The geostrophic winds which blow in the upper atmosphere are known as jet streams. The geostrophic winds, have you understood this? क्या डाउट है? पूछो. क्या? What is pressure gradient force? Difference of pressure. Difference of pressure हम कैसे दिखाते हैं? With the help of imaginary lines which are known as isobars. So what is the law of wind? Wind always flows from high pressure to low pressure. So this is the direction of a pressure gradient force. अभी तक हमने क्या पढ़ा? कोरियोलिस फोर्स इन जनरल एक्ट्स परपेंडिकुलर टू द आइसोबार. कोरियोलिस फोर्स ऐसे है, इसीलिए जो फाइनल विंड का डायरेक्शन है इट इज एन आउटकम ऑफ कोरियोलिस फोर्स, प्रेशर ग्रेडियंट फोर्स और एक फोर्स है फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स, एंड देयरफॉर द विंड फ्लोज इन दिस डायरेक्शन, राइट हैंड साइड इन द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर. अब कोरियोलिस फोर्स अगर इस डायरेक्शन में है तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इन द सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर. बट इन द अपर एटमॉस्फेयर ये जो तीसरा फोर्स है फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स, इट इज एब्सेंट. सो ये फोर्स गायब हो गया. फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स एब्सेंट है तो व्हाट हैज इंक्रीज्ड? द स्पीड हैज इंक्रीज्ड. व्हेन द स्पीड इंक्रीजेस डिफ्लेक्शन इंक्रीजेस. डिफ्लेक्शन इंक्रीजेस मतलब कौन सा फोर्स हैज इंक्रीज्ड? Coriolis force has increased. So it has increased to such an extent that pressure gradient force and the Coriolis force tries to balance each other. So when these two forces are trying to balance each other, if the final direction of the wind at the ground is determined by the outcome of three forces, यहाँ पे दो ही force है, they both are opposite each other, balancing each other. So the final direction of the wind will be determined by, this is how the wind will be flowing. Unlike more or less perpendicular to the isobars, wind is now flowing parallel to the isobar. So any wind which flows parallel to the isobar is known as geostrophic wind. And the topic which we are going to study, jet streams, is an example of an geostrophic wind. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? जेट स्ट्रीम्स नहीं समझ में आएंगे, जियोस्ट्रॉफिक विंड समझ में आया? एवरीवन? विच वन? वेयर? डिपेंड करता है टेम्परेचर क्या है. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन द कंडीशंस. ग्राउंड पे साइक्लोन्स में वर्टिकल प्रेशर ग्रेडियंट ज़्यादा है, अपर एटमॉस्फेयर में हॉरिजॉन्टल प्रेशर ग्रेडियंट ज़्यादा. यू कैन नॉट से दैट. इफ़ यू मेक दिस एंटायर एरिया आउट ऑफ सीमेंट कॉन्क्रीट तो ये लो प्रेशर बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रांग होगा. सो इट विल कीप ऑन चेंजिंग. ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स इज present. Obviously gravitational force is present. ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स और फ्रिक्शन सेम है या अलग अलग चीज़ें हैं? इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं होगी, बहुत. विच इज़ द वीकेस्ट फोर्स ऑफ ऑल द फोर्सेस? ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स इज द वीकेस्ट फोर्स ऑफ ऑल द फोर्सेस. सो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स भूल जाओ. ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स अपर मतलब बहुत ऊपर नहीं है ना, ट्रोपोपॉज के पास है. सो और ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स आपके ऊपर एक्ट करेगी बिकॉज आवर डेंसिटी इज ग्रेटर. इट विल नॉट एक्ट ऑन द विंड्स बिकॉज उनकी डेंसिटी बहुत कम है. फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स इज नॉट ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स. फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स इज रबिंग. किसी लैंड से रब हो रहा है इन द अपर एटमॉस्फेयर 6 किलोमीटर, सो फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स इज 0. गेटिंग दिस? Don't go too much into forces. Have you understood what is this geostrophic wind? Now understand here what is happening. Look here, then discuss. पहले इधर देखो, नहीं तो नहीं समझ में आएगा. A wind starts flowing from high pressure to low pressure in the upper atmosphere, but वो है geostrophic wind. मतलब वो थोड़ा राइट को नहीं, कंप्लीटली राइट को डिफ्लेक्ट करेगी. इंस्टेड ऑफ मूविंग लिटिल बिट टू द राइट, हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू डिफ्लेक्ट? टोटली टू द राइट इन द northern hemisphere. So instead of when it starts flowing here and here, because of the change in the temperature difference, so in this belt the wind gets deflected to the right. So imagine ऐसे जा रही है and it is going to get deflected to the right. So it gets deflected to the right and flows just above the horse's latitude all along the globe, and this wind is known as the subtropical. कौन सा डायरेक्शन है? वेस्ट टू ईस्ट या ईस्ट टू वेस्ट? वेस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम. फाइन. there is another wind which goes ज़्यादा temperature difference from this cold to this warm, but while going in the upper atmosphere it is going to get deflected to the which direction? In the northern hemisphere, right or left? Right. So it is going here. See, put yourself in this direction and it is going to get deflected to the right. So there is a jet stream which blows all around the world in the over the subpolar belt, and you will call this as polar front jet. क्यों पोलर फ्रंट जेट? किस एरिया के ऊपर है वो? इज इट अबाव द फ्रंटल जोन? राइट. Similarly, in the southern hemisphere, there is a wind which is flowing now in this direction, cold to warm, your direction. But in the southern hemisphere, it should get deflected to the left hand side. So it gets deflected to the left, and it goes all around the world. And this is also subtropical westerly jet stream. Getting this? Subtropical westerly jet stream. Similarly, it is going from cold to warm, but it will get deflected to the left, and therefore we have polar front jet stream. Polar front jet stream of northern hemisphere, polar front jet stream of southern hemisphere. Subtropical westerly jet of northern hemisphere, subtropical westerly jet of southern hemisphere. What is this? Upper air circulation which moves from west to east. Easterly कैसे? West to east या east to west? पोलार में कभी भी ईस्टर्लीज नहीं, पोलार में हमेशा वेस्टर्लीज. नेवर देयर आर ईस्टर्लीज. अपर एयर सर्कुलेशन. यहां पे क्यों नहीं है जेट स्ट्रीम? सेम टेम्परेचर. सो कल हमने क्या पढ़ा? एज द ITCZ शिफ्ट्स ओवर इंडिया, यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, तो जेट स्ट्रीम हो सकती है या ITCZ. व्हाट डिसअपियर्स फ्रॉम इंडिया? सदर्न ब्रांच ऑफ वेस्टर्ली jet stream. अब ITCZ is in the southern hemisphere, सारे प्रेशर बेल्ट्स आर टू द साउथ. सो ये जो प्रेशर बेल्ट है ये इंडिया के ऊपर है. सो अभी हमारे यहाँ पे कौन सी जेट स्ट्रीम आ रही है? सब ट्रॉपिकल वेस्टर्ली जेट. व्हाट इट इज ब्रिंगिंग? मॉइस्चर, एंड इट इज गिविंग दैट रेनफॉल. सो वेस्टर्ली disturbances during the winter season. Why? Because India is somewhere in middle here, between 23.5. This is where is India located. So during the winter season, when all the pressure belt shift to the south, even this shifts to the south. And इसके ऊपर क्या है हमेशा? Subtropical westerly jet stream. So can I say this is the region of subtropical westerly jet? This is the region of subtropical westerly jet. And this is polar jet, and this is polar jet. There will never be a jet stream here. Understanding this? So the shifting of the pressure belts is also bringing the jet streams in India. कौन सी jet stream? Subtropical westerly jet stream. कब होता है shifting शुरू? जब sun starts going downwards. So कब से pollution शुरू होता है? पाकिस्तान का stubble burning हो सब. From the month of Diwali, because Diwali में October heat, it is the change of season. Understanding? So therefore we say कि pollution, but बाद में it also gives rainfall, just like day before yesterday, and thus the temperature decreases. I told you yesterday कि आज गर्मी होगी. Is there? Why? Rainfall due to, and the humidity, that is, it will, water vapor is a greenhouse gas. Fine. Wait for 2 days. Again, if there is no rainfall, it will be extremely cold then. Getting this? So try to इमेजिन द क्लाइमेट, इसीलिए क्लाइमेट आई जनरली से एक लेक्चर भी अगर मिस हुआ तो यू मे लूज द ट्रैक ऑफ एंटायर क्लाइमेट. फाइन विद दिस? अंडरस्टूड द कंसेप्ट ऑफ जेट स्ट्रीम्स? कोल्ड टू वार्म इन योर डायरेक्शन. नहीं, ये तो एयर है, इस एयर के बीच में है जेट स्ट्रीम्स, इनसे कोई लेना देना नहीं. एयर के बीच में है जेट स्ट्रीम्स. ये जो एयर है इसके बीच का जो एरिया है ट्रांजिशन जोन, इसमें जेट स्ट्रीम है. मतलब एयर ट्राइज टू गो फ्रॉम कोल्ड टू वार्म, बट बिकॉज ऑफ द एब्सेंस ऑफ फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स वो बहुत डिफ्लेक्ट होकर बीच में से जाती है. सो इट गेट्स डिफ्लेक्टेड टू द लेफ्ट एंड बन जाती है पोलर फ्रंट जेट स्ट्रीम. इट गेट्स डिफ्लेक्टेड टू द राइट एंड बन जाती है पोलर फ्रंट जेट स्ट्रीम. Whether it is right or left, direction is west to east. Same happens with subtropical westerly jet stream. Cold to warm, but it gets deflected to the right and it gets deflected to the left. So subtropical westerly jet stream. यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं है word westerly? Generally all the jet streams are westerly, पर इंडिया के ऊपर एक special jet stream है easterly, वो भी subtropics में है. इसलिए subtropical jet streams को हम दो टाइप में कहते हैं. एक जो परमानेंट है दैट इज वेस्टर्ली, वन विच इज ओनली ड्यूरिंग द मानसून सीजन एंड दैट टू ओनली इन एशिया, दैट इज पोलर ट्रॉपिकल ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम. फाइन विद दिस? इसलिए व्हेन द ITCZ कम्स, ITCZ के ऊपर देयर कैन नॉट बी जेट स्ट्रीम बिकॉज देयर इज एब्सेंस ऑफ कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एयर मासेस. देयर इज एब्सेंस ऑफ कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एयर मासेस, इसलिए ITCZ के ऊपर देयर कैन नॉट बी जेट स्ट्रीम. अंडरस्टूड? You will not understand this in the books. Understood everyone? Repeat नहीं, break था. I will not repeat for one people who keep on coming and going. So fine with this? Answer बहुत अलग होगा इससे, क्योंकि आंसर में टेक्निकल टर्म्स आएंगे. But can you write the answer in easy word right now also? You have to just understand what is the air circulation. और इसके बाद का टॉपिक जो हम करेंगे, this entire body of air is air mass, which was there in the last year's mains. What do you understand by air mass? Wind, upper air circulation, सबको हम कहेंगे air mass, air masses. Contrast, same air mass, contrasting air mass. So when the two contrasting air masses meet, it results into the formation of fronts. Fronts result into formation of temperate cyclones. When the same air masses meet, it results into formation of tropical cyclones. Getting this? That is, we are coming to the end part of climate. Jet streams, cyclones, fronts, एयर मासेस. एक छोटा बीच में टॉपिक आएगा, क्लाउड्स एंड ह्यूमिडिटी. फाइन विद दिस? जेट स्ट्रीम की तरफ कोई नहीं आ रहा है. जेट स्ट्रीम इज फ्लोइंग इन दिस डायरेक्शन, बीच में. सो यू हैव टू इमेजिन इन 3 dimension, ये वर्ल्ड है. सो जेट स्ट्रीम इज गोइंग अराउंड द वर्ल्ड. I'll show you with the help of a globe. This is the globe. Where is the jet stream flowing? Jet stream is flowing all around the globe. इसके ऊपर ऐसे. This is subtropical westerly jet stream. This is polar jet stream, polar front jet stream, subtropical westerly jet stream. Like it is going around the globe in the circumpolar manner. It is not going like this. Winds नहीं है कि ऐसे ऐसे. This is the air mass. Tropics, फिर वो subtropical पे, westerlies ऐसे. इसके बीच में से jet stream is completely going. Can you imagine it? So you take down geostrophic winds and jet streams. वो तो हमने किया ही नहीं अभी. Except during monsoon. I told you the day before yesterday itself. That is, except India, all the world has westerly jet stream. Only India has easterly jet stream. That too is not permanent. So what is jet stream? Jet stream means any upper air wind. Any upper air wind which flows at the height of 6 to 14 kilometers in the troposphere is what is known as jet stream. Fine? So first take geostrophic winds and the jet streams. Then I will tell you where to place these diagrams. ये समझने के लिए, this is not for exam, this is for exam. But the placing of the diagram should be proper. मिरर इमेज है ना, नदर्न एंड सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर में अलग नहीं है, सारी विंड्स सेम है, सारा क्लाइमेट सेम है. द ओनली थिंग इज इट इज अ मिरर इमेज. तिब्बत अभी तो इंडिया के मार्च में शिफ्ट करेगी, 21st of June को शिफ्ट करेगी, व्हेन द सन विल कम. यू कैन टेक डाउन. Generally the winds blow perpendicular to the isobars. Generally the winds blow perpendicular to the isobars. अब ये perpendicular means geography का perpendicular. Geography में absolute zero and zero is not same. Geographical zero can be anything between 0 to 10. Perpendicular means थोड़ा बहुत perpendicular. It cannot be exactly ऐसा perpendicular. We call this as a perpendicular. Perpendicular to the isobars. This is because surface winds, are influenced by pressure gradient force, comma, Coriolis force acting perpendicular to the pressure gradient force, and frictional force, pressure gradient force, and the frictional force, But in the upper atmosphere, as the frictional force is absent, the speed of a wind increases, because of increase in the speed, the deflection or Coriolis force increases. The Coriolis force increases to such an extent, that the Coriolis force and the pressure gradient force, starts balancing each other, and hence the winds hence the winds, instead of flowing perpendicular to the isobars, blow parallel to the isobars, blow parallel to the isobars, blow parallel to isobars. Such winds are known as geostrophic winds. Such winds are known as geostrophic winds. Such winds are known as geostrophic winds. You can draw this diagram. क्रॉस भी हुए उस इसीलिए उल्टा ही हो रहा है ना, उल्टा हो रहा है डायरेक्शन. हाँ मतलब वो कहने का है कि मिरर इमेज है, एग्जैक्टली नॉट द, हाँ हाँ एग्जैक्टली मिरर इमेज नहीं होगा, नहीं तो Can I continue? Isobars, yes. Can I continue? Jet streams are an example of geostrophic winds. Jet streams are an example of geostrophic winds. Jet streams are an example of geostrophic winds. Definition of jet stream. Definition. As per WHO, World Health Organization. You can understand कितना complex phenomena है कि किसने define किया है, WHO ने. As per WHO, jet streams are strong upper air circulation which generally flows in westerly manner. Strong upper air circulation which generally flows in westerly manner along a quasi-horizontal axis in westerly manner, along a quasi-horizontal axis, along a quasi-horizontal axis. Quasi-horizontal axis having more than one velocity maxima and minima. Having more than one velocity maxima and minima. Having more than one velocity maxima and minima, which varies as per seasons. Which varies as per seasons. Which varies as per seasons in the upper atmosphere, at an height of 6 to 14 kilometers from the ground. At an height of 6 to 14 kilometers from the ground. Full stop. पढ़ो definition, बताओ मुझे क्या समझ में आया. What is velocity maxima and minima? What is that? So can you understand the definition? Quasi horizontal मतलब क्या? बताओ. Velocity maxima and minima मतलब क्या? बताओ. Jet streams are upper air circulation. True or false? ये एग्जाम के लिए मत याद रखना डेफिनेशन. आई जस्ट गिव यू फॉर द सेक ऑफ डिफाइनिंग. ये आप याद नहीं रख सकते. अगर रखना है तो रखो, बट वैसे लिखने का चांस नहीं है. सो इज इट इन द अपर एयर? सो लुक एट द ईच एंड एवरी वर्ड इन द डेफिनेशन. अपर एयर सर्कुलेशन. डज इट गोइंग, इज इट गोइंग कंप्लीटली हॉरिजॉन्टल या ऊपर नीचे ऊपर नीचे ऊपर नीचे? So therefore not completely horizontal, somewhat horizontal, therefore quasi horizontal axis. Understanding? Jet stream की velocity कितनी होती है? It can vary from 600 kilometers per hour to 250 kilometers per hour. Therefore having different velocity maxima and minima. क्या direction है? Generally west to east. Q generally because there is one jet stream which flows over India which is from east to west. So अगर स्टेटमेंट आता है जेट स्ट्रीम्स ऑलवेज फ्लो फ्रॉम वेस्ट टू ईस्ट, ट्रू और फॉल्स? फॉल्स. इंडिया के ऊपर देयर इज एन ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम. फाइन. एंड व्हाट अराउंड द ग्लोब इन सर्कमपोलर मैनर. सर्कमपोलर मीन्स circumferencing the globe or circumferencing the pole. It is like taking the pradakshina of earth. It goes around the earth at very high speeds and these are known as the jet streams. So you take down the simple definition. You take down the simple definition. An upper air circulation which generally goes from west to east, in a circumpolar manner. Comma, circumpolar manner and having meandering. You know what is meandering? So sinuous, just like river, having a meandering path is known as jet stream. Characteristics of jet streams. Prepare this for prelims and mains. There can be a direct question on the jet streams or they can ask you prelims के लिए एक characteristics of a jet stream. So can I say the first characteristics is they originate in the regions जहाँ पे there is a maximum difference of temperature in upper atmosphere. So that is the first characteristics. They originate in the regions having maximum difference of temperature in the upper atmosphere. Hence jet streams originate over the zone of subtropical high pressure belt, not zone, subtropical high pressure belt and subpolar low pressure belt. jet streams do not originate over the equator. Jet streams do not originate over the equator. Because both the air masses have similar characteristics or properties. Because both the air masses have similar properties. Both the air masses have similar properties. Second characteristics. Jet streams extend for thousands of kilometers in length, hundreds of kilometers in breadth, and few kilometers in width, and few kilometers, 6 to 7 kilometers in depth, not width, in depth, few kilometers in depth. That is thousands of kilometers in length, hundreds in breadth. एक jet stream can be over Madhya Pradesh, while दूसरा part can be over Mongolia. It can be so wide, and 6 to 7 kilometers in depth. इसीलिए अगर फ्लाइट फंस जाता है जेट स्ट्रीम में तो क्रैश होने के चांसेस है. You can just imagine, I have drawn the flight here. So this is a flight. This is V. So the third characteristics. फ्लाइट अगर इसके बीच आया, कैन यू सी दिस, जेट स्ट्रीम्स ऊपर नीचे भी जा रही है. दे आर नॉट जस्ट मियांडरिंग इन दिस मैनर, दे आर ऑल्सो गोइंग इन द अप एंड डाउन मैनर. सो यू नो एयर में टर्ब्यूलेंस, पायलट विल अनाउंस मिड एयर कि देयर इज अ टर्ब्यूलेंस इन द एयर, सो वेयर योर सीट बेल्ट्स. So that means it is coming under the path of a jet stream. A skilled pilot is one who can take inside the jet stream and put the plane in the direction of jet stream. Q, because if you are going in the direction of jet stream, put the plane in the jet stream. Jet stream की velocity 400 to 500 kilometers per hour plus flight की velocity. So क्यों उधर घूमता है? साइक्लोन थोड़ी है उधर ही घूमने के लिए, ऐसे जा रहा है. सो द टोटल वेलोसिटी इंक्रीजेस. सी सैट आने है हमारे सिलेबस में. सो द टोटल, अच्छा वो इस डायरेक्शन में अगर जा रहा है, द पायलट विल पुट द प्लेन इन द जेट स्ट्रीम. सो द टोटल वेलोसिटी ऑफ अ फ्लाइट विल बी द फ्लाइट का ओरिजिनल वेलोसिटी प्लस द वेलोसिटी ऑफ अ जेट स्ट्रीम. इसीलिए कभी कभी 2 घंटे की जर्नी 1.5 घंटे में क्लियर कंप्लीट हो जाती है फ्लाइट में. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? या फ्लाइट में भी प्रॉब्लम है, ट्रैफिक जाम मिला, लाल बत्तियाँ बहुत मिल गई, ऐसा नहीं है. वाई देन, why the flight sometimes reach one hour earlier? Because they know how to maneuver themselves in the jet streams. And if you are going in the opposite direction of jet stream, एक तो long distance flight है तो in the tropopause या stratosphere, या short distance flight है तो below the jet stream. Because jet stream में जाएंगे तो continuous turbulence. Fine. So modern aviation industry makes the use of jet streams. Understanding this? So the what is this? Third point. Jet streams is an upper air circulation which blows at the height of. Jet stream is an upper air circulation which blows at an height of 6 to 14 kilometers from the sea level. Which blows at an height of 6 to 14 kilometers from the sea level. 6 to 14 kilometers from the sea level. Next characteristics of a jet stream. jet streams, a fully developed jet stream, a fully developed jet stream, a fully developed jet stream flows in a meandering manner, flows in a meandering manner. जीएस में नहीं है, इसलिए अगर किसी जीएस के नोट्स में है इंडेक्स साइकिल ऑफ अ जेट स्ट्रीम, डोंट डू इट. They will never ask you such a tough question in GS because that will become a proper optional. So you should just know that they flow in the meandering manner. They flow in a meandering manner. This meandering path of a jet stream, this meandering path of a jet stream are known as Rossby waves. So jet streams के दूसरे नाम है Rossby waves. Meandering path of a jet stream is known as an Rossby wave. Why? Because it was discovered by Sir George Rossby. So इसलिए उसका नाम है Rossby waves. Fine. So he said कि jet streams do not flow in a meandering manner. Next. The speed of a jet stream varies along with the seasons. The speed of a jet stream varies along with the seasons. Jet streams are more stronger during the winter season. Jet streams are more stronger during the winter season. Because the temperature difference between the two air masses, because the temperature difference between two air masses is greater during the winters. Temperature difference between the two air masses is greater during the winters. Is greater. Maximum difference between any two air mass, that is polar winds are more colder during the winters as compared to the summers. So polar and subtropical wind के बीच का difference is greater during winters. Example है Mumbai and Delhi for example. Delhi has 4 degrees Celsius of temperature अभी minimum. Mumbai में आज भी minimum temperature is 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. So temperature difference between any two places is always greater in the winters. याद रखना. What is the temperature of Mumbai during the summers? 35. What is the temperature difference between Delhi and Delhi in 40? तो कितना है difference आ रहा है? 5 डिग्री सेल्सियस का. यहाँ पे कितना difference आ रहा है? Minimum temperature का around 20 degree, 21 degree Celsius का difference. So this is a general rule. The subtropical regions, अभी हमारा climate is very different from the climate of equator. Equator is still warm, but हमारे यहाँ पे there are winters, and polar में there is a snowfall. So one general rule you remember: any wind which is depending only on the temperature difference, it will be stronger during the winter season. So jet streams are stronger during the winters because the temperature difference is greater during the winters. Hence, the speed of a jet stream increases to maximum around. The speed of a jet stream increases to maximum around 500 to 600 kilometers per hour. 500 to 600 kilometers per hour. The speed of a jet stream is maximum around 500 to 600 kilometers per hour during winters. Summers में कितनी है? 250 to 300. कोई लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Fine. Next. Jet streams are more permanent. First, इसके पहले के पॉइंट का ही continuation this is the same point, not exactly the similar point, but it is more or less a similar point. पहले हम स्पीड की बात कर रहे थे, अब हम जेट स्ट्रीम की परमानेंसी की बात कर रहे हैं. सो जेट स्ट्रीम्स विल बी परमानेंट व्हेन द टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस इज मैक्सिमम. सो जेट स्ट्रीम्स विल बी परमानेंट ड्यूरिंग समर्स या विंटर्स? ड्यूरिंग विंटर्स. अभी देयर इज अ परमानेंट जेट स्ट्रीम ओवर इंडिया. While yesterday we saw कि the subtropical easterly jet stream कभी आती है कभी नहीं आती, because that is summers. Jet streams are more permanent during winters because temperature difference between the two air masses is greater. So the jet streams are more permanent during the winter season. During the winter season. During the winter season. The polar front jet stream, the polar front jet stream is more powerful, powerful means flows with great speed, than the subtropical westerly jet stream, than the subtropical westerly jet stream. Can you tell me why? Temperature difference between the winds. And last, the four major jet streams are, the four major jet streams are, the four major jet streams are: 1, polar front jet, polar front jet. Second, subtropical westerly jet. Subtropical westerly jet. Third, tropical, yeah, you can write even subtropical, easterly jet. And fourth, polar night jet stream. Polar night jet stream. Polar night jet stream. And then draw this diagram. This is troposphere. So, दो परमानेंट जेट स्ट्रीम, दो सेमी परमानेंट जेट स्ट्रीम. These two are semi permanent or irregular. These two are main jet streams, regular jet streams. इसमें से कौन सी jet stream goes from troposphere to stratosphere? Polar night. What does the name imply? It is at night. So how many months of night during in the polar regions? 6 months of night. That means polar night jet stream gets activated during winters over the poles. So where do we find ozone hole? At the poles. Understanding why ozone hole is at the poles? Because it is this jet stream which carries the pollutants from the troposphere to the stratosphere. Getting this? It is only present in the winter season, polar night. It takes all the pollutants जो हम यहाँ पे pollute करते हैं. It somehow reaches the poles. From the poles it is taken to the stratosphere. Because chimneys हमारी इतनी बड़ी नहीं है कि हम directly stratosphere में छोड़ते हैं the pollutant. Pollutant has somehow to reach the stratosphere. And tropical easterly jet stream, you will show it only half or only some part of the world. Why? Because it is present only over Asia. Clear यहाँ तक what is jet stream? Can I continue? Can I continue now? Importance of jet streams. Importance of jet streams. Jet streams. First importance. Okay. Jet streams affect the weather conditions of the areas they visit. Jet streams affect the weather conditions of the areas they visit. This is because strong winds, that is the jet streams, strong winds, these strong winds modify the wind direction, by dragging the winds, towards their direction of flow. Understood? They will have pulling effect. Imagine आप यहाँ पे खड़े हो, आपके बहुत नज़दीक से फ्लाइट गया, which is moving at a great speed. फ्लाइट आपको पुल कर लेगा ऊपर. So the same thing, jet stream is moving with the 600-700 kilometers per hour. It will obviously change the direction of trade winds, westerlies, easterlies. So exam में इतना ज़्यादा ये नहीं मिलेगा. So you can just stop कि they will affect the weather conditions of the areas they visit. बाकी का things are for your understanding. Fine. First sub point. ये इस point का first sub point. For example, or point number A, the polar front jet stream, moisture, temperate cyclones, but temperate evergreen taiga forest in Siberia. कहाँ से आया ये, यहाँ पर बारिश कैसे होगी? The jet streams will take the temperate cyclones which originate in the Atlantic Ocean in the interiors. Canada में again taiga rainforest, in the Pacific Ocean in the interiors, and thus they are responsible for giving rainfall in the interiors of mainland Asia and Canada. Fine. So that is the first. Polar front jet stream, what I have dictated? The polar front jet stream carries the temperate cyclones, originating over the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. Temperate cyclones originating over the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean in the interiors of Asia and Canada, full stop. This temperate cyclones are responsible for precipitation supporting taiga biome. इसी पॉइंट में therefore temperate cyclones flow from, ट्यूसडे के लेक्चर में समझ में आएगा, flow from west to east. Temperate cyclones flow from west to east. What is the direction of tropical cyclone? East to west. क्यों? हमारे यहाँ पे कौन सी जेट स्ट्रीम है? ईस्टर्ली. वहाँ पे कौन सी जेट स्ट्रीम है? वेस्टर्ली. फाइन. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, नेक्स्ट सब पॉइंट. The subtropical westerly jet, which originates over the Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea region. Actually यहाँ originate नहीं होती, हम सिर्फ बोलने के लिए बोलते हैं. Which originates over the Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea region, brings moist westerly winds, to India during the winter season, brings moist westerly winds to India during the winter season. This westerly winds give winter rainfall known as what? Western disturbances. These westerly winds give winter rainfall known as western disturbances. Westerly winds give winter rainfall known as western disturbances. See, due to the shifting of pressure belt, subtropical high pressure belt is over India. इसलिए westerly winds are moving this way. There is a Black Sea, Caspian Sea, Mediterranean Sea here. But इसके ऊपर there is a westerly jet stream. This westerly jet stream will drive this westerly winds जो ऊपर की तरफ जा रहे हैं towards India. Due to the presence of Himalayas, snowfall ऊपर and rainfall नीचे. Full stop. So after that, due to the western disturbances, these western disturbances are important because point number one, they give much needed moisture to the rabi crops. they give much needed moisture to the rabi crops. हमारा अभी कौन सा सीजन चल रहा है, खारिफ और राबी? Rabi means winter cropping season. Which is the main crop of rabi? Wheat. Example, wheat. And second point, the snowfall in the Himalayas, support perennial nature of Himalayan rivers. Support the perennial nature. Perennial means water throughout the year. Support the perennial nature of Himalayan rivers. This in turn, this perennial nature in turn has helped in the development of canal irrigation in North India. Nehar ya canal will be there, uske liye pani hona chahiye. Water, if there is no water in the canal, then making canals is useless. Water in the canal will be there if the water is there throughout the year. इसलिए canal irrigation in North India, tank irrigation in peninsular India. Understanding this? And extensive irrigation was one of the reason for success of green revolution in northwest India. One of the reason for the success of green revolution in northwest India. Write this in the exam. This is what you mean by linkages of the topics. Green revolution, the canal irrigation, and the कहाँ पे green revolution was successful? Punjab, Haryana, Western UP. क्यों? Because canal irrigation was there. Why canal irrigation was there? Because of perennial rivers. Why not in Bihar? Because Bihar did not have large farms. Bihar had small farms. So irrigation to Bihar में भी है. Bihar में in fact there is no need of irrigation because it is so flooded. But farm size, इसलिए हमने लिखा only one of the input, because for green revolution to be successful 3 inputs necessary थे. High yielding variety of seeds which could be planted everywhere in India, but such high yielding variety needed assured water supply. Assured water supply, canal irrigation, which was developed in North India. Third, large farm size, not fragmented farms. So except for the western, this part of India, बाकी के farmers are poor and marginal farmers. You have rich farmers in this part of India. इसलिए this was chosen for green revolution other than Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh rice revolution and wheat revolution in North India. इसीलिए today we are facing उसका consequences. What is the consequence? India is a protein deficient country. India is there is too much focus on rice and wheat, and pulses have reduced. So इसलिए India is a protein deficient country and it is the diabetes capital of the world. Too much of carbohydrates. So therefore what the government is now saying, evergreen revolution. That is if rice and wheat का नहीं, सभी चीज़ का. Evergreen revolution is or rainbow revolution. Rainbow revolution में green, pink, silver, red, yellow सब revolution आ जाएंगे. Pink is for meat. So government की policy है बंद करना plus promoting meat revolution. Silver is for eggs. Blue is for fishes. White is for milk. Then green is for crops. और इन सबको मिला के rainbow revolution. Understanding everything. Third example, third sub point. स्नोफॉल एंड रेनफॉल के लिए मॉइस्चर, उसका वेदर देयर विल बी स्नोफॉल, वेदर देयर विल बी रेनफॉल डिपेंड्स ऑन द टेम्परेचर. इफ द मॉइस्चर डज नॉट मेल्ट, स्नोफॉल. इफ द मॉइस्चर मेल्ट्स, रेनफॉल. सो मॉइस्चर कहाँ मेल्ट होगा? हमारे यहाँ पे. वाई? बिकॉज द टेम्परेचर इज अबव 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस, वहाँ पे बिलो 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस. We'll do this in Indian geography. एक ही है वो, it is branched into 2 parts. Third importance, एक हो गया पोलर का, एक सब ट्रॉपिकल का. पोलर ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम, द ट्रॉपिकल ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम. The tropical easterly jet stream plays an important role in monsoon rainfall of India. In the monsoon rainfall of India. ये एक अलग ही टॉपिक है, 200 वर्ड्स का. Is an important role in the monsoon rainfall of India. This is first. So can I say in the first main point we have written the importance of jet stream as per climate, right? So the second importance of jet stream. Second importance of jet stream. The polar front jet stream, the polar night jet stream, the polar night jet stream, polar night jet stream is originates during the winters over the poles due to greater temperature difference between troposphere and stratosphere. Understanding why? Which force is acting here? Pressure gradient force due to greater temperature difference between troposphere and stratosphere. Stratosphere is warm, temperature goes on increasing. Troposphere poles become extremely cold due to snowfall. So high pressure to low pressure. क्यों हम इसको कहते हैं jet stream? Though it does not satisfy our condition, because any upper air circulation is jet stream. Any upper air circulation is jet stream. So stratosphere, troposphere के ground पे ही -40 है, तो ऊपर जाते जाते it becomes still less. And stratosphere में the temperature is 0 degree Celsius. So -80 to 0. Pressure difference is greater. So the winds flow from troposphere to stratosphere. Getting this? This jet stream carries the pollutants from the troposphere. ब्रैकेट में लिखना during polar vortex. And is responsible for ozone depletion. Bracket closed. मतलब polar vortex के बाद bracket closed and is responsible for ozone depletion. Polar vortex एक अलग topic है. Understanding? Polar vortex, polar stratospheric clouds and ozone hole is a different topic. इसलिए जब हमने तब लेक्चर किया था स्ट्रेटोस्फीयर में, तब हमने ओजोन होल किया नहीं. आई टोल्ड यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस आफ्टर जेट स्ट्रीम्स. गेटिंग दिस? एंड द थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंस, द मॉडर्न एविएशन इंडस्ट्री. Makes the use of flow and direction of a jet stream. flow and direction of a jet stream. That is the flights. If they are moving in the direction of a jet stream, flights if they are moving in the direction of a jet stream, in the direction of a jet stream, flow in the jet stream to save the fuel cost as well as increase the velocity. To save the fuel cost as well as increase the velocity. To save the fuel cost as well as increase the velocity. But many flights flow in the tropopause क्या करोगे आप? Fuel cost and increase the velocity. Increase the velocity means this is what is logical. क्यों जाओगे आप jet stream में? ऊपर नीचे जाने के लिए या to save the fuel cost and increase the velocity. So next, but many flight flow in tropopause or stratosphere. Flow in tropopause or stratosphere to avoid vertical and horizontal turbulent air of jet stream. To avoid vertical and horizontal turbulence or turbulent air of jet stream. Why vertical? Because it is going up and down. Why horizontal? Because it is mostly horizontal. Conclusion. Thus the jet streams have an important bearing on B-E-A-R-I-N-G or play an important role, कुछ भी एक लिखो, bearing on climate and weather, comma, environment, as well as communication. Which communication? Obviously air. इसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. अब इसमें एक पॉइंट मिसिंग है, that is Delhi air pollution. You can add that. The air pollution in NCR can be removed with the help of a jet stream, as well as the jet stream will bring the pollutant air. So will you do this? क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन आपके टेस्ट में है, the importance of a jet stream. So write, skip मत करना टेस्ट. Try writing the tests. Okay. So we will meet on Monday. कौन सा? That is जब भी जेट स्ट्रीम आएगी, रेनफॉल अगर होगा तो रिमूवल ऑफ पोल्यूशन, बट अगर रेनफॉल नहीं होगा तो वो पोल्यूटेंट्स को, स्टबल बर्निंग के समय वो पोल्यूटेंट्स को लेके आएगी. एंड व्हेन एवर देयर इज रेनफॉल देयर विल बी रिमूवल ऑफ टेम्परेचर इन्वर्जन. देयरफॉर ये लिख के देखो, नहीं तो मैं डिक्टेट कर दूँ. हाँ, वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस.